What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. As y'all can see, this is my long cross country from Montana to Immokalee. Never been to Immokalee, never been to the west side of Florida. Right now we just checking the fuel, make sure everything look good. Checking the fuel right here. This for the oil at 2, but we're not checking the oil. Checking this wing for the fuel too. Then we go to untie the plane. This is our pre-flight walk around. We're doing all the checks, making sure we look good, making sure everything is good. We got red light, green light, red light, white light, taxi light, our landing light. You know what I'm saying? We're checking the flaps right here, the aileron, making sure all the screws are in. You know, the wing not falling off. We shaking the wing, pitot tube, the prop, the alternator, the oil. Make sure we got enough oil. You know what I'm saying? Shaking the wing again, and then vice versa for the, it's 2 wings. Only difference is the left wing have a little bit more stuff than the right wing. So, we checking the vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer. You know what I'm saying? Everything look good. We roll the tire, good, and we done. That's pre-flight. Now we gonna hop in the plane. This is a little walk around I did just to make sure everything was good. But now we gonna hop in the plane and do the run up. All right, boom. We in the plane. This is the run up. So we putting the power to 1700 RPMs to do this run up. Right, then we gonna check our mag, check the left mag. We got a slight drop. We put it in back to both. It rise back to 100, and then we got right mag, car beat, right, and then we gonna check the ampermeter. You know what I'm saying? We already did the flight control before this video start. We got the red light for a disconnect and charge. Oil pressure, oil temp look good, everything look good. Then we go auto cut off, make sure the engine won't cut off on us. You know what I'm saying? And everything's supposed to be good. We're ready to go fly. Introduce the power. We don't really need it because the runway is right there. And yeah, that's it. Make a radio call, and let everybody know we're about to take off. Yeah. So right here, as y'all can see, I'm just checking my flight plan, making sure everything looks like how it's supposed to look. Flaps up, mixture in. Then we're gonna taxi over to the runway. You know what I'm saying? So this is right here after my run up. I'm taxiing to the runway. So what I'm doing right here is I'm gonna turn the plane towards final, just to make sure that I can see if there's any plane landing that haven't made a position call in the pattern or whatever. So I'm turning the plane that way so I can see final, making sure it's clear, doing my call that I'm holding short for runway 10, because that is the runway I'm at. Alright, so as we roll onto the taxiway, or to the runway, I'm sorry. Beautiful sky outside, man. Florida, it's always a beautiful sight. We go full power here. And a little check I do to make sure everything is in the green before I actually rotate, is I check the tachometer, make sure that's alive and well. Then I go ahead and check my gauges, oil pressure, oil temp, and airspeed coming alive right after that. Airspeed's alive, VR, we rotate. And this is rotation, beautiful. This is climb out right here. It's slow climb, but beautiful, beautiful. So this is me climbing out of Lantana right here. I'm under the Charlie Palm Beach. Well, it's not called Palm Beach International no more. As of this video being made, it's called Donald Trump International. This is me climbing out from Lantana under the shelf of the Donald Trump International Class C. And we just staying below 1,200 feet, so we stay under that Class C. Well, yeah, 1,200 because we're on the outer ring right here. And then we head straight west after this. And right now, as you see, we staying below 1,200 for the Class Charlie. And I'm gonna tell y'all how I got my license. How I went about getting my license and how long it took me to get my license in this video. Just a little voiceover, but this is me flying to Immokalee. This is a nice, decent flight here. So I'm gonna start with from beginning to end. So I really started flight training in like 2017. I had to not give it up, but I had to put it on hold because flight training is expensive, and I kind of forgot about it. So fast forward like 5 years later, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be flying. So back to the school I started with, and I start flying again. I'm flying with an instructor. She's very good. She taught me the basics and the basis, of flying. And I started flying with her. I logged about, I want to say about 10 hours with her, because when I stopped flying with her, I had about 15 hours. So I logged about 10 hours with her at this school. Very good instructor. But I logged 10 hours with her at the school. And then, so I started working at a FBO, and the school is located where the FBO is located. So, I started talking to people, talking to pilots. And so I met my current instructor now. I'm gonna call him T-Dog. I meet T-Dog, and basically I meet the guy that owns the plane. Talk to the guy, talk to T-Dog, tell T-Dog I'm gonna start flying with him. So we go up for a flight, and mind you, I used to get really nauseous when I fly. So like I'll throw up on descent or steep turns. My body wasn't used to it, so I'll throw up. So I tell T-Dog, let's go for a flight. My first flight with T-Dog, I actually threw up, me at the land. Call it emergency landing. It was, what I'm saying? But we at the land. And so fast forward, I didn't have no written. I had my medical because I did it a while back, but I didn't have no written. I never took my written test. So I told my instructor at the school that I'm gonna stop flying until I pass my written. I went crazy. I did about every day. I would do at least 5 to 10 practice written tests on Sporties, because Sporties was my ground school. So I would do that every day, 5 to 10 practice tests, right? And there comes a time when I get 80 on one of my tests. Then I got an 88. Then I got an 85. Then I got an 82. And I was like, you know what? This is my sign right here to go take the test. So the final score I got that made me say, yeah, I'm gonna schedule my test. Say I got this result, 89 on the Friday. I scheduled my test for the Monday. I passed my written the Monday, right? And then now I'm talking to T-Dog after I passed my written, and I'm telling him, yeah, bro, I'm gonna ramp up flying like 4 to 5 hours a week, right? Alright, so mind you, this is so from me starting at the school in December of 2025 until, say, February of 2025, and I was just flying like once a week. So, 1 hour a week or 2 hours for the week, but that was it. Till February. So, March I start this job. I met T-Dog in about April. I was flying till about March with the school, I lied. Or end of February when I started the job, I took like a month off of flying. Met T-Dog. Did that first flight with T-Dog, and after I passed my written, me and T-Dog do like 2 more flights, and he was like, 3 more flights, and he was like, bro, I feel like you're ready to solo. And he kept saying this to me from like the second time we flew together. He was like, bro, you obviously know how to fly the plane. I feel like you're ready to solo. So he gave me my pre-solo paperwork, right? Boom, boom. And I did it. I studied, I did it. I made sure I was understanding what everything is, That's basically your guideline there to solo. You have to know your plane that you're gonna fly. It's not like a car where you can just hop in and just press the gas. Even if you were supposed to drive a car, you would want to know the car that you're gonna drive. If it has 300 horsepower, or not even say 300, 600 horsepower, you're not gonna go in there and just hit the gas not knowing that, how to control the car. So basically that's your guideline right there on how to solo. So basically filled that out, did that. And then one day, me and T-Dog, we come in to a flight lesson. He was like, bro, I'm thinking about letting you go solo today. Mind you, it's gusting like 9 knots. So he was like, yeah, bro, it's kind of windy. I don't know about the solo. And I'm like, okay, bet, So we went up. We were going to go to the practice area. We went up, and he was like, you know what, bro? Dude. So we went up, and he was like, go ahead and do 1 lap in the pattern. I'll go up, do 1 lap in the pattern, put it down. That's my first lap. My second lap, I go up. I had to go. That wasn't go around. Second lap. So after we go up again from the first lap, he was like, "Yeah, bro. Do 2 more laps, and then I'll jump out, and then yeah, you got it, right?" That's all bro said to me, and so at this point, I'm like, "Sheesh, I'm about to do this by myself." So, I did 1 more lap. Good landing. It was okay landing, Then for my third and final lap, I was pretty unstable. So instead of bro telling me to go around, because he really wasn't saying nothing to me, bro took out a magazine out of the plane, like the pen holder or whatever, and started reading the magazine. I think it was the POH. Bro started reading the POH. I look over at bro. I see him reading the POH. I'm like, yo, why is this guy not saying nothing to me? And like, you know what I'm saying? So on this third landing, instead of me landing, I had to go around because the approach was unstable, and I didn't even like the approach because it was unstable to me. So I went around. He was like, "Good job, man. I didn't have to tell you to go around." So we went around, and I landed, and bro said, "All right, bro. See you when you get back down." He said, "Stop the plane here, hop out the plane," and next thing I know, I'm in the plane by myself. So at this point, I'm pretty geeked, because my first solo, I probably have about 20 hours, give or take, because I probably flew 5 hours with bro. And mind you, I left the school at about 15 hours, right? And did about 5 hours with bro. And I'm geeked at this point. I got 20 hours. I'm about to solo. So I went up, and wow, man. The plane felt light. It was a great feeling. Gusting 9 knots. I did what I was supposed to do. I did 3 landings. Great landings. I'm gonna make another video of all my solo landings and stuff. But great landings. Everything was good. So I soloed in, and I want to say April, right? I have to go on my logbook and make sure. But I want to say I soloed in April, right? After I soloed, I did my dual cross country. We flew from Lantana to Okeechobee. That's my dual cross country. Knocked that out. Then from then it was just up. Like I was flying probably like 5 hours a week. So I did my dual cross country. Went up to Okeechobee. This was in the afternoon. So Okeechobee has a diner, by the way, and they diner open from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. I think. So we missed the diner because this was in the afternoon. So I actually got some out, technically not night hours, but technically night hours or a night flight. Because when we were on the way back, it was getting dark. And I also landed on a grass runway while we were on the way back, which was pretty cool. It was an experience. Right, so I'm at about 24 hours at this point. I work at FBO that the plane is at. So every day after work or every other day, I would just go up and just do laps. Just do laps, right? And I'm talking about full stop taxi back, which you have to do as a student pilot. You can't do touch and goes. So I was doing full stop taxi back. I want to say sometimes I would do up to like 7 laps, 8 laps. I was going hard, going crazy. And then my night flight come around. I do my night flight in Vero. I do 10 landing, 10 takeoff. Man, night flying is challenging, but it could be rewarding. It felt very good to do the night flight. When I was landing though, for some reason, the beginning of the runway had a dark hole, and for some reason the plane would want to go into the dark hole, but it was pretty rewarding doing that night flight. And then I did my solo cross country. Wonderful. Went to Okeechobee by myself, landed. I messed up my teardrop entry because I was too close to the runway. Now I know that you got to be at least 2 miles away from the runway, then you start your teardrop entry, which I messed that up. Landed, came back to Lantana, perfect. Then I did my long solo cross country, which is this. So T-Dog didn't fly with me to Immokalee. This was basically a new route to me. I never flew this route. I never flew this far. I only flew to Okeechobee. So this long cross country was KLNA to Immokalee, back to Okeechobee, and then back to KLNA, which is Lantana, a triangle basically around Lake Okeechobee. So after I completed this long solo cross country, I was almost there, like from 20 hours to like 30 hours. 2 cross country, that's 6 hours. Then I did some tower stuff, some more tower stuff. So I did towered with T-Dog and towered by myself in Pompano. And I was almost there. I was at like 35 hours. I was still doing some solo pattern work just to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that I'm good for my solo hours. So I was still doing some solo work, solo pattern work, and yeah, it went by fast. It went by pretty quick. Then we started mock check ride, prep, or whatever you want to call it. My oral skills was pretty bad, but that's why you got an instructor to help you along the way, you know, as long as you do your part. And I did my part. Every time bro would tell me something, I would go home and study. Like at one point, I didn't know A tomato flames. I didn't know flaps. I went home, I studied. I wrote them out like 100 times. A tomato flame, altimeter, oil pressure gauge, manifold pressure gauge. I wrote them out so many times. Aviate, pilot, I am safe, NW craft, like, you know, pilot for a plane, or yeah, pilot for plane, I for I am safe, L for or environment, pave, and E for external pressure. Like I wrote everything out so many times just because I made sure that, and I always told myself like, I'm gonna pass my written, I'm gonna pass my check ride the first time. I always told myself this, you know, so I kind of held myself to like a standard. But tips I can give whoever it is that's a pilot in training, a student pilot that want to become a pilot, and with the minimum, you know, minimum hours. When I got my license, I had 42 hours. Like, I did a couple of prep flight just to make sure my maneuvers were good. You know, my ground reference and my steep turns, my power on stalls, power off stalls, like. But these are some tips that I can definitely give you guys if you are a student pilot in training, or you just want to become a pilot. I can definitely say this to you guys, right? Find you somebody that has a plane and find an independent instructor. It will be so much more cheaper and convenient, because an independent instructor, they might have a lot of students they are training, but they will make it available for you, like, you know, your main priority. And then solo time, like whenever you get signed off for your solo, fly a lot by yourself. Fly a lot solo. Like, yeah, fly a lot solo, because you're only paying for the plane at that point. Like, you're not paying for an instructor, so fly a lot solo. And make sure you fly at least twice a week, because the big thing about flying is, it's not that you probably can't fly, but you have to make sure you're proficient. And when I was at the school, I was flying once a week, 1 hour a week, once a week. That wasn't helping me retain the information. You know, I would fly once a week, and then the next lesson would be the same thing. I'm still doing stalls and steep turns and power off turns. Like, I did like 4 or 5 lessons with stalls and power up turns, power off stalls, power on stalls, steep turns. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you fly and retain the information. Like, any way that you can, retain the information. Even if you got to fly on a simulator at home, even though it's not the best thing for your private, but instruments is pretty good. But fly at home, chair fly, do whatever you have to do to make sure you retain your information and you don't have to waste time in the cockpit. Like, Sometimes you can't get to the plane early and pre-flight before your time, but if you can, do it. Next thing, get your written out of the way, get your medical out of the way. What else? Get everything that you need that's like a prerequisite out of the way, so you won't have nothing holding you back when it's time to solo or time to go on your cross country or whatever the case may be. You won't have nothing holding you back. The third thing I can say is just make sure you're a good student. You just want to make sure you learn. If you're a fast learner, make sure you learn. Be a sponge. Even if you're a slow learner, be a sponge and soak up all the information, because it is going to be a lot of information. It's your first time flying a plane. You never flew a plane before. This is a unfamiliar world to you. You want to make sure you know what you're doing. So soak up all the information that you get. All the information. But yeah, that's my tips on how to get your PPL in the most efficient way. I got my PPL now. I want to say I got like 47 hours now. I done took a couple passengers up, a couple of my family members, but definitely I'm going to use this private to explore Florida. Right now, this video is when I was doing my long cross country to Immokalee. I don't know if y'all, this is me coming into Immokalee. And the good thing about Immokalee is I'm on the east side, Immokalee's on the west side. So when I was flying into Immokalee, I basically came in on an extended downwind. So I came in on the extended downwind, made my radio calls. I had Immokalee programmed in already from about 20 miles away or something like that. Made my radio calls, and yeah, I flew into Immokalee on an extended downwind. And I'm gonna let y'all watch the rest of the video. I might just commentate just a little bit, and tell y'all what I'm doing. But for the most part, I'm gonna let y'all watch the video and enjoy the rest of the video. I already done spoke a lot about my private and my journey and how I did it. It's been a long time, It's been a long time. I've been working at this for a long time. This has always been a long-fetched dream of mine. And I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff. Just stay tuned, guys. As far as the channel go and my content creation journey, and I just want to do a lot of stuff. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff. I got a big dream of owning a private / open to the public airfield. So it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot of support, a lot of help from you guys just watching the video and sharing the video. These videos I make, it's gonna take a lot, but nothing can't be accomplished without a little bit of hard work and dedication. So I'm putting in all the work I can, and I'm dedicated to making this a reality. All dreams come true if you put in the crazy amount of work that it takes for the dream to come true. Like flying, I started dreaming in 2017, and it's 2026. Yeah, it's a long time, and I burnt through a lot of years, but at the end of the day, I did it. So just a crazy amount of perseverance, and you can do it too. But right here, as y'all see, I'm going into Immokalee. This is me setting up to descend to pattern altitude here. Pattern altitude 1,000 feet above. And then I think it was some traffic around. I think it was traffic taking off. So I had to, make sure and be mindful of them, and make sure I had enough separation, because I was basically going on an extended downwind. They took off, so they're about to turn crosswind for the downwind. So yeah. So that's that. see the airport in sight, and just basically setting up for landing. We're on the downwind right now, flying towards base. As y'all can see right here, I'm just introducing some flaps so I can, create more drag on the plane so I can descend or approach the runway at a steeper angle right there. And yeah, I think this is me turning for my base turn right now for runway 9 at Immokalee, KINN. This is me on base, about to turn final for runway 9 here. And then we're about to have a nice smooth breeze butter landing at an airport you've never been before. Thank you guys for all the support. I can't do it without you guys. We'll be dropping a lot more videos. That's runway 9 right there. We lined up for runway 9. And I just want to say, guys, it's going to be a lot more. So stay tuned to Fly Yardie Aviation and Flying 876. Thank you guys. Flying 876 is basically flying Jamaica. 876 is Jamaica Air Code. I'm 6, and you flying with me, a Jamaican. Yeah, exactly. So guys, thank you very much, man, for supporting the video, supporting the channel, and just watch the rest of the video down to the runway.